things are definitely starting to ramp up with Kado the right answer. Now, I know this episode came out about 2 days ago, and I'm sorry for the delay in this video. I honestly did not know it came out because, yeah, I don't really have my schedule worked out with this show, so forgive me for the delay in, Kado the right answer. But it's better late than never, as I always say. So, this episode dives into humanity's first contact with an alien civilization. And the entire focus of this episode is that. And it felt so natural with the way it was done. The way the interaction was done with Shindo and how he left the airplane, like he was looking at everything, trying to figure out where they were, it felt very natural. He was trying to keep a level mind. He was communicating with, the person that was flying the plane. And he's like, is the air toxic outside? And, the person that was trying to plane, like, oh no, if it was toxic, we would already be dead because the air's, coming in here. It's coming into the intake. So it would prove that if the air was toxic outside the plane, they were already GG. So the big point is they were trying to figure out where they were. Is it okay? What's the general location? Whatever. And when they went out of the plane, the entirety of this cube lit up inside. And the first thing they see pop up is this light, and this light slowly starts to transform into taking the shape of a human being. And I really like that exchange. It lets us know that this creature did not have a human appearance. It just took the shape of a human to not freak out our civilization. And it just shows you how far this creature, whatever this is, it could be an alien, it could be maybe some form of advanced AI, we really don't know yet. But regardless though, it took the shape of humanity, and there was a big portion of the episode dedicated to communication. How can they establish contact and communication with each other? Which makes a lot of sense. When you have an alien species or advanced, AI from way far off in a different universe, and they come to meet you, they're probably not going to be running the exact same programs, or they're probably not going to have the same language as you. They're probably going to have different forms of communication. Maybe they communicate through the mind or whatever, which is probably why it attacked Shindo like that, why it went into his mind. Maybe it assumed it could communicate through his mind, but yeah, or it was extracting information. Regardless though, the entire time it was trying to figure out a form of communication with Shindo, and eventually it found out how it could speak. It would speak through Japanese, English, whatever. It figured out the actual language of humanity, and because of that, it opened up to where they could figure out what is going on. And from the general exchange, and after figuring out what each other wants, why would an alien species, or like AI or whatever, want to advance another society, unless there is something to gain from it? I guess people to trade with or whatever? I have no idea. It's not really completely explained yet. However, Shindo, he was told pretty much that nobody's really in danger. Nobody's being held as hostage. The only reason why they're stuck in there for 29 days is because of the transfer process. And I'm going to assume that this cube is like another dimension or something, because it doesn't make sense for this alien civilization to be so advanced and strong and all that. And we do know it was like a perfectly isolated cube because of the way they shot it in the previous episode. Then most likely that's why the transfer is so long. It's because it's a different dimension, and it takes time for it to transfer through, which is why it takes 29 days, or in this case, if it was, going to take, Shindo outside of the cube, it would only take about 2 hours. So, because of this, we know that the alien race, or whatever this is, they're not actually taking hostages. They're not showing that they're threatening or whatever, but they clearly are highly advanced, very advanced, and in fact, they're able to replicate other things like food. They're able to replicate food. That's scary. That's very powerful stuff to even be able to replicate something like that, and to be able to maintain people. That's clearly very advanced, way beyond anything humanity is capable of at this moment. And so there is a big gap right then and there. But for some reason, this race wants to advance us. And that feels very off to me. Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, there's nothing to gain from that. Humanity as a species, we're very selfish. We're all out for our own self. That's how a lot of people are. And that's just in our nature. And we all have our own ideals and what we want to accomplish. And because of this being wanting to advance civilization, he's going to probably find out the hard way that humanity is not going to want to advance everyone at once. Most likely they might want only one country advanced while they let these other countries go unadvanced. Or there's going to be some that's going to start, disputes to where they want to attack them, and which will cause probably some form of situation to where war might start, which could be very bad. So I feel like this is going to be a very interesting series, because episode 2 of this series definitely caught my interest now because of the way the communication was done between the species. So yeah, I mean, great series thus far. I'm enjoying it, and hopefully more people are enjoying this as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.